Hey guys, what is up? Array Mage here, doing another gameplay commentary. I figure I'd go ahead and put some Gears content, because I know I've been doing mostly World of Tanks. I figure I'd go ahead and put some variety back into my channel and do some Gears content for old time's sake. This was a ranked TDM match I did with some Array members. It was originally supposed to be used for a We Are Array episode, but and that's why you don't hear any voices. I didn't record voice. I didn't bother trying to record voice. Matter of fact, I think I didn't even bother because Autumn said he was going to record voice. But that's why. And if you're wondering why there's a bunch of Array members, this was for a We Are Array episode. It was never used for various reasons. And if you're wondering why there's some noticeable lag in this match, Autumn's was host, and we were on that French-Canadian host, so, there's some noticeable lag in this match. At least I feel like there was. Anyways, gonna go ahead and get on to the topic of discussion. Something I've always sort of have wondered, and I've I've heard my friends bitch about here and there. And this is sort of like I said, a bit of a wide topic, but it all fits in the same discussion, really, is the price of video games, obviously, and DLC, microtransactions, all that stuff that I guess all of us deal with at some point in time, if you get into online gaming, whether you are on the PlayStation Network. I believe that's the online equivalent of Xbox Live for Sony, and of course Xbox Live. Everybody deals with this, and of course PC gamers also have to put up with this a little bit. But the price of games, I've always sort of wondered what makes what goes into the price of games. What makes them, what took PlayStation 2 and Xbox games from $40 all the way up to what we have right now with $60. And there's also been speculation I've seen on IGN, I think an article or two way back. I remember a few articles from Game Informer even talking about this. And it was, no, I don't think there were any definitive sources saying this was going to happen. It was just speculation and the possibility, so don't freak out and assume this is fact or anything. But the talk that we could even see a further increase in the price of video games, which $60 is borderline tough right now. I mean, it's not impossible to swing $60, obviously, to buy a game and buy a lot of games for $60, but you're just getting at that point where it's just a tad bit pricey. And I've always wondered, like I said, what goes into the price of games. And I'll go ahead, and I have a list actually right here. It explains this, and you can kind of see why the price generally has increased over the years. Right here, production and development costs. That's pretty much what you expect. Developer salaries, voice acting, music, orchestra, that can go as high as $500,000, and licensing. Now, what I just rattled off there, you can kind of see why the cost would go up, because let's face it, the quality of games has gotten better over the years. Storylines, obviously, you're talking about voice actors. In some cases, you're talking about Hollywood voice actors. I remember when the Scarface, The World Is Yours game came out. I remember when the Godfather game came out. You're talking about Hollywood actors being involved. Just various things. You could go into other things also. You're talking about music. I believe Hans Zimmer was used for, I think, one of the Metal Gear games. I think it was Metal Gear Solid 2 is what he was involved with. I could be wrong on that. I want to say it was him that was involved in that. But, I mean, you're talking about big names being used. And like I said, the quality's gotten better over the years. So you can see why that has, increased the price. Another thing is marketing and promotions. Television advertisement, print advertisements, magazines, online advertisements, and event and launch parties. Some of it I can see and some of it I can't. I mean, let's face it, video games have only gotten more popular over the years. Now, of course, I believe sales have been down overall, though, but still, the popularity's always been there. Now, part of it, I think the reason the sales could be down is consoles are a little pricey, and of course, we're at this. We're at a bit of an impasse, with the current consoles and the new ones coming out, and you probably won't see prices or at least the sales go up until the new consoles come out, and that's generally when the sales, I guess, would go up. I'd have to research and find out if that's actually what happened when the 360 and the PS4 came out, to see if sales went up in particular. But when you're talking about, like I said, advertisements, they've only gotten more popular, and you're going to see them advertised more often. I don't think I can ever remember games being as advertised more now than they've ever been. And of course, some games don't get advertised as much. I remember for Gears of War Judgment, you hardly ever seen any advertisements there. They were out there, but you didn't see them as much. I think I've seen more advertising on Xbox Live than I've seen on television for that game. Just give you an idea. And you know what? We still had to pay $60 for that fucking game. And the other thing that goes into the price of a game is manufacturing, distribution, the production of the disc, the CD, whatever you want to call it, and of course online distribution such as what you see with Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network, where you can digitally download the game on day one in some cases. But that's pretty much what goes into the price there for the game. But it's funny though when you factor in all this and you look at all this stuff, and you know, bear with me, I'm not going to sit here and say they rip us off. I wouldn't dare say that, but I think in some instances you can almost look at some games and say, you know, why did I even pay $60 for this? And I'll go ahead and give an example. Gears of War Judgment. I mean, you know, it's an okay game. I didn't like it for various other reasons, but considering what we got, and I've bitched, whined, and complained about it so many times it's not even funny. You can pretty much guess what I'm going to bitch about, but that game wasn't worth $60. It just wasn't. It was, we got very few maps, we had so little. We got so little for what we paid. And they still asked for an astronomical amount for DLC that wasn't worth the price they asked. And you know, it was a $60 game with, I think, what was the DLC price? I think it was more than 1,600 Microsoft points. No, I take that back. I think it was 1,600. I can't remember. In any case, they asked for a lot for the DLCs, and I thought, you know, what I seen that was offered with the DLCs, I thought was utter trash. I didn't think it was worth it. Now, there are obviously games that still break that mold that you can look at and say, alright, that was worth $60. And you could look at the DLC associated with it and say, alright, that was definitely worth the $20 or $30 I just put down in Microsoft points. Well, we don't have Microsoft points anymore, but the $20 or $30 I laid down for that DLC. An example being Skyrim. That game alone was worth $60. And if you can get that thing on sale now, you are getting a steal. You know, if you get it under 60. And of course the DLCs, Dawnguard, Dragonborn, they were well worth the money. Well worth the money. I mean, that game was just outstanding. There were other games. I mean, for me, Gears of War 3, it was worth the money. I enjoyed it. I still love Gears of War 3. I haven't played it in a while, but you know, I mean, like I said, there's always value in games. You know, you can tell if you're playing a game still, like I was with Gears 3. I played that game 2 years after it was out, and it's like what, a 2.5-year-old game now. And I have my moments where I still want to play it, but I just been playing other games. But you don't see that anymore. You don't see that with as many games now, and of course, it's messed up that, you know, we have to think about the possibility that there could be games that are going to be more expensive now. Because, I mean, right now, I mean, you know, like I said, $60, tad bit on the, I wouldn't say pricey, but, you know, it's there. And, you know, I remember the days, like I said, when games were $40. I think, you know, honestly, I can remember back when games were like $20, less than that. And just, you know, it's crazy where we've gotten to in terms of games, you know, the prices. But, and it's screwed up what we see with microtransactions. I mean, you see that, just an example off the top of my head, Mass Effect 3, you could lay down Microsoft points at the time, and you could get mission packs and be able to get stuff that other people couldn't get, unless you had to go through the game and earn the credits to get it. An example everybody else might be able to relate to, because I know I'm probably the only Mass Effect nerd in here, but is GTA Online. You can now do microtransaction, and you can get more money. You can pay to get more money. Like, I think you pay $50 and you get like an exorbitant amount of money for playing on the online. And that was crazy. I know there's people that complain about that on the GTA forums, and that's stuff that's just, I hate to say it, but it's here to stay. It's not going to go away, and the only way you're going to get rid of that is if less people buy that stuff and buy from them. It's just like people that complain about DLC, which I understand. I'm not trying to defend what companies do with that, but it's just you're not gonna do away with that stuff anytime soon, unless you have enough people that buy their product, don't buy their DLC. I mean, that's the only way it's going to happen. I remember when people bitched and whined about some of the DLC from Mass Effect 3, and some people thought, well, you know, there's some stuff in there that should have been already in the game, and you could say that for any game. When you hear DLC come out, though, there's stuff that should be in a game, but you have to pay extra in order to get it, even though it should have been there to begin with. Anyways, this commentary is actually coming to an end, guys, so I'm going to do a quick channel update and be on my way. So I know I've been doing some World of Tanks. I'm probably going to continue with that. I'll probably do some more live comms of that. Definitely going to do another World of Tanks review. I'll probably do the German Panther probably in a few days. Do some other tanks also. And I will probably go back to Halo 4. You know, I tried Call of Duty for a while, and I don't mind it, but I don't know. I just think more people are going to drop right off Black Ops 2 pretty soon now that Ghost is out, and of course, or Ghost will be out, and Battlefield 4 just came out. So, you know, I'm gonna definitely stock up on some Halo 4 gameplay. I might even do some Halo 3. I'm gonna try and do a GTA Online series with some friends. I'm trying to get in contact with S-Lava so I can set something up with some friends, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, catch you later. Peace out.